Welcome to savemake.com. Action, start. Today I'm going to discuss about a very precise topic when you have handiwork to do, but especially for me the focus is to try to help you on the recurring cost. A one-time expense won't break you. What is going to break you is when you have those ongoing costs that are repeated and are draining your bank statement. And this is on those that you need to focus. And as you know, all my explanations, they are based on real life experience. So I have a handyman who is helping us with our properties. And we had a discussion with air cans. It can be painting, it can be any kind of product. This one is glue. I'm sure, like many, you have a few of those, or you may have a lot laying around in your basement, in your storage area, wherever they are. And unfortunately, when you have used them once, then you are not able to use them again. And I'm going to tell you why. So it's very easy. This is the cross section of an air can. And as you can see, at the base, you have the product. It can be a painting. And then at the top, you have compressed gas, compressed air. When you push the button, the air is trying all the time to expand, and then it's pushing the product through a small pipe, and then it goes out. So you see here I've put in black, whatever it is, and when you press the button here, the product that you need, for example the paint, goes out. The issue that we have is that when you are done with your job and you store it vertically, top up, as you should, then the product typically, which is supposed to dry, again, typically is supposed to dry with air, it's going to dry in the small tube, is going to dry here, and then you cannot use it anymore. I'm just asking you how many times you were trying to use, for the second or the third time, a spray, an air spray, a can spray, and then it got stuck and nothing was coming out. So there is a trick. The trick is, before you store it, you put it upside down, as I have represented here, and then you press the button. So, as you can see in that cross section, the product, for example, the paint, is at the bottom, but then the pipe is where the gas propeller, typically it's air or neutral gas. So when you press the button, now it's only air which is going through the small tube and here, and it's going to clean that passage. So that means that there is nothing that can dry here. And when you do that over and over, so each time, and by the way, you just need to press about 3 seconds. So it's very easy. Initially, when you press the product that is in the can, you are going to see it. It's going to be through here. But then after a couple of seconds, just a couple of seconds, you are going to notice that nothing is coming out from the can. Actually, the only thing coming out is the air. That's when you stop. That means that you have completely removed the product that could dry. And by doing that, you can store permanently your product. And you can store it like that. The thing is that you want to clean that passage so that the product of the air can is not going to dry inside. That's a good trick. The reason why I'm speaking about that is that our handyman used a glue, and perhaps I should show it, it's a Gorilla Glue, so it's very, very powerful. And then he gave it back to me because he was done with the job. And then I try myself to do that before storing it, and I notice that it was full of the glue in the pipe. And of course the handyman didn't know the trick, which I was surprised, he's supposed to know. A couple of years ago, we had a big job, and the individual doing the job was asking me over and over for more paint cans. And I was thinking, there is something wrong. Well, I was not really careful. I assumed he knew this trick, and I bought 10, 20, 30 air cans. Almost every day he was asking me for air cans, until I realized that he was not cleaning properly. It would be like a paintbrush that you want to reuse and you forget to clean it. So each time that you want to paint again, well, you need to go buy a new paintbrush. It's that simple. So the point is, you need to look when you do your handy jobs, what are the things on which you spend the most money? And those things, you need to have them last as much as possible. So if I go back to this hairspray with the paint, I want to get all the paint out which is here. Thus the idea to purge and to clean each time that I use it. And I can tell you, at the end there will be still air at the bottom, but all the paint, you are going to get all the paint which is in the can, until when you push the top button, there is no paint anymore, just air inside. So do me a favor, when you do handy jobs, look where you think that you are wasting money, because you have all those products that you use, but you use them only once, where actually you should be able to use them multiple times. So I'm going to give you an example. For me, I do some metal work, also woodwork, and I use a lot of drills. Drills are expensive. Nowadays, it's easy to be between $5 and $10 the drill. So this tool, I use that all the time. It's a sharpener of drills, and it's very easy to use. There is a little trick to use it effectively, and I am posting at the bottom of the video how to use efficiently the drill doctor. Again, look where you are spending money, where you are wasting money, and try to see if there is a better solution so that your consumables, they last you as much as they should, and they are not wasted just because you don't know how to make their life last longer. Let me double check my list, my cheat sheet. Oh yeah, an important topic. Again, we are speaking about recurring costs, recurring expenses. Now, there are some tools, you buy them once and they are going to last your entire life. I can tell you, I am 60, I have bought a lot of tools when I was in college. I still have most of my tools. So those, I would say, go with quality, go high. Don't go cheap, because they may make your job harder. They may destroy, a bad screwdriver is going to destroy your screw head. So buy high quality on things that last. A good example, for example, I like to repair, and I want to be humble. I work lightly on watches, so I have those watchmaker screwdrivers. I'm sure you can see them. Yeah, those super high quality. Again, one-time expense, not recurring cost. And perhaps you're going to laugh, as you can hear, English is not my first language, but I want to explain one thing between two words, recurring and reoccurring. What's the difference between the two? Reoccurring means that it has happened once and it may happen a second time. reoccurring. Recurring has a meaning of repeat. Like it could be daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever the cadence. So reoccurring a second time, that for me as much as one time when we speak about expenses. But when we speak about recurring, that's where you need to be in high alert and optimize that expense. As always, sometimes, after I have published the video, I come with other ideas, so they are below the description if I think about something smart that I want to share with you. And as always, I want to thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please ask them through the comment section. I always answer. So thank you very much for watching this video.